Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Important one today, looking at an EA Sports FC 25 gameplay deep dive. So, some genuinely fairly game-changing changes to FC 25 coming your way. This gameplay deep dive, I've read through it before. I'm going to go through it again for this video, just comment on some of the important bits and have a brief overview of it. There is some really drastic changes, especially to the tactics that we're going to see on FC 25. Obviously, any of the changes that come out, when we get more info about them, when the game comes out, I will do dedicated videos to them. So the tactics, obviously, I'm going to explain how the tactics work in depth. A dedicated video, once I get my hands on the game, I'll give you new tactics. If there's new tricks, if there's any that I think are OP, I'll do tutorials on them, etc. All this type of stuff to help you get ahead of your opponents and understand the game when it comes out. So, one of the big things is FC IQ. An overhaul of tactical foundations across the game. A new AI model powered by real world data, blah blah blah. And of course, this big one, the tactical revamp. This is the first time I've properly seen what it looks like, to be honest. I've heard people talk about it, and it looks kind of similar to what I was imagining. It looks a little bit like Football Manager in some ways in terms of the player roles. Not quite as in depth as that. I think they'll probably add more of that over time. You can set your team up without the ball and with the ball. That's something very new. Yeah, and you can change it up a lot. It looks like it's a lot more customization than the current setup. More than 50 new player roles will guide the way every player thinks and behaves on the pitch, resulting in more authentic tactical intelligence and movement off the ball. So you can see there Vinny Jr. playing on the left wing, inside forward. That's one off FF. Are you sick to death of getting out teamed on FC 24? Want that God squad you've always been dreaming of? Check out IGGM.com today, the best and most reliable place to get coins for your ultimate team. Use the link in the description and code ZEL at checkout for a 5% discount. Check out IGGM.com today. That is one of the player roles off of FM, Football Manager. A wide attacker who begins on the wing, blah, blah. It shows you there what some of the pros are. Always looking to attack, attacks the flanks, consumes little energy or stamina. The negative, no discernible style of play. I don't really get what the point of that is. Actually, wait. I'm assuming without this actually here, the ticks and that is without the ball in terms of the strengths and weaknesses of it. This is probably more the for the inside forward. So these here are probably like your overall team. So no discernible style of play apparently. Minimal defensive coverage. I guess you've got a cam, two wings and a striker. Limited playing space. Attacks the wings, always looking to attack, doesn't use a lot of energy. Whereas inside forward, it's attacking support, pass option, it cuts inside, which is never neither positive or negative because of that. Stamina use, maybe it's saying it uses quite a bit of stamina. New real-time suggestions and D-pad functionalities make in-game tactical decisions, making more accessible and intuitive than ever. So it'll suggest tactics you can quickly switch to. Fair enough. FC IQ helps refresh our approach to tactics, blah, blah. Okay, so breaking it down a bit more in depth. There's three main components to it. Player roles, team tactics, and smart tactics. So, player roles are the main differentiation of FC IQ and guide how every player thinks, behaves, and moves off the ball. Each role is distinct with positive aspects and drawbacks. So pros and cons to each role, as you'd expect. Work rates, from what I hear, are not a thing anymore. So you're not going to have any high, medium, low, high players, blah, blah, blah. The player role you pick them in and how good they are at that role, it'll be explained a bit later on, will show how good they should be in that role and where they'll move. And players who are better in that role will position better, blah, blah, blah. False backs, that's like an inverted fullback. You can see there occupying the middle space, but like Kimmich might do at times. Trent sometimes does it. An attacking wing back, so just a very attacking wing back. You see how high pushed up the pitch he is there. Half winger, that's a centre mid, so it kind of floats between the wing and the midfield. A fairly common thing in modern football now of how interchangeable it is. It seems like you can probably play quite rigid styles of play in this, or quite flexible. Interesting. I feel like this is going to take, it's probably the biggest change to tactics I've seen in the entire time that I've been making YouTube videos. So it's going to be a lot of interest in exploring and see what I think of the game when it comes out. A majority of familiar roles are assigned with help from a proprietary AI model that uses real-world opt data, blah, blah. So players are going to get their recommended roles off of opt data. Roles also determine how your players line up with and without the ball, blah, blah, blah. So without the ball, you can see the team lining up there. You can see some of the different roles. With the ball, the team looks a lot more narrow, but it would have Carvajal out wide. So you can see there, completely drained stamina, vulnerable to wing play, light defensive roles, relentless attacking football, strong build-up play, decent balance of roles. These are all the roles that apparently will exist at launch. So there's quite a few. And you can see for each role, there tends to be one or two versions of it. So for the advanced forward, they can either be an attack role or a complete role. I'd assume the attack, they'll sit a bit further up and look to run in behind, whereas the complete might get more involved in the play. A playmaker in centre mid can be attack or roaming. A deep line playmaker can only be defender, box to box can only be balanced. A deep line playmaker for CDM can be defend or roaming. So quite interesting. Be very interesting to try combine some of these roles, see how they interchange together. So would a box to box work well with a playmaker, or would a box to box work better with a holding? There's going to be a lot of different combinations you can do. Attacking win back apparently, nice one here. But obviously as well, you're going to want players who suit the roles. So role familiarity, simply put here, players can have the base role. So if they can play left, you can see Vinny there, left. He's a left wing or a striker. He can play any of these roles to an okay level. With a plus would mean he's accomplished in this role. If they're accomplished, it means they get some positives. And some players will be world class, so plus plus in a role. So Vinny Jr. is an inside forward. If you tried to play Vinny though as a CDM, it'd be a yellow exclamation mark, so out of position. I do not know if this is going to affect the way chemistry works. I would assume it will. The positions, blah, blah, blah. But you can assume if they have plus, plus, blah, 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 these, then they're going to be better in these roles. Team tactics here. You can see there's a bunch of different settings for it. Formation, defensive approach, and build-up style. So tactical preset, you can start off with that, what you want it to look like. I'm assuming this will be similar to the current one. Formation, that'll be like the foundation of how you play. Build-up style, so that'll be short, passing, direct, stuff like that. Defensive approach. These will be somewhat similar, just different wording and menus to what the current one is, I think. One cool thing here, you can use a unique code shade tactic. So any tactic that I make next year, I will put a code in the video that you guys will be able to copy and use. So you'll be able to literally take my tactics there and then just put the code in and it'll be done for you. You won't have to implement yourself. I think that's a nice little feature. Well done here. Smart tactics are in-game things that will give you recommendations. There'll be a new sub-menu. I need to really see how this feels in game, but that could be interesting. Blah, blah, blah. High promotion, AI stuff. We've got new goalkeeper playstyles or playstyle pluses. Footwork performs foot saves more quickly with even greater reach. So they'll just be better saving with the feet. Rush out. Rush speed is greatly increased and has a faster reaction speed to shots in rushing situations. So this could make keepers really good in one-on-ones maybe. Deflector performs deflection saves in safe areas or towards free teammates with great ball speed. This could be nice at stopping you conceded rebounds. Cross claimer comes out to claim crosses with greater pace, greater awareness of the ball trajectory, increased punch reach. So this should be better dealing with crosses basically. This is the one that looks like it could be OP to me. Performs diving saves with greater reach and has access to extended reach animations. That's far reach. If that makes keepers able to make much better saves and ones that others can't have, that on paper looks to be a bit OP and like the go-to keeper playstyle, but we'll see. Far throws makes keepers throws better. Passing, they've made passing less easy by the looks of it on this, if you watch this little video. So a player here does the pass facing the wrong way, and on 24 it works. Now watch him do on 25. Goes off the pitch. It seems to be more based on stats as well. Maybe playstyles. I think they'll really focus on playstyles this year. There's a slip pass from Trent. You imagine Steven Gerrard will be really good with that. Shooting, the shooting accuracy they didn't really mention too much here or show much. The accuracy of shots will now more closely mirror the real life abilities of players, their play styles, blah blah blah. Players can do stuff off balance, controlling the ball or dribbling. This year we focused on refining the dribbling experience, blah blah blah. This didn't really show that much to me unless I'm blind. So this is FC 24. Guess the player didn't turn quite as sharp. Let's see FC 25 then. Or not. So it's a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper. Alright, fair enough. Refreshed animations for the R1 plus right stick touches. New animations for first touches. Let ball run, that's basically when you do a dummy. Apparently they're making that better. Players react better to it, that's good. Some new skill moves. As always with these, you need to see how defenders react in game to it. Sometimes some skill moves bug players out. If a skill move does that, it'll be good. If it doesn't, it won't be as good. We need to see how quick it looks in game. That looks pretty good, the big feint. It's only a 2-star. Holding L2, and then you flick right stick left or right. Stop and go. I mean, just looks a bit like a fake, to be honest. Hold L2 plus right stick back, then forward. Step over ball. Looks very quick, but okay. Hold L1 plus flick right stick forward, then left or right. And then this one could be pretty good. A 5-star trick. For this one, the toe drag step over, you have to hold L1, then basically rotate the right stick around by the looks of it. So it looks like it could be how you do the elastico, but by holding L1. Be interested to see how it looks in game. New tricks to fake shots. Updated a few other skill moves. Defending, this is one that could be really frustrating. And R1 and X will allow you to do a professional foul. So the same buttons as driven pass. So you can request a professional foul if you want. It says it will result in a yellow card. Always, apparently. What I'm worried about, though, is that it could be buggy and someone could be one-on-one. What would normally be a red, and you could do a professional foul and it'll only give a yellow. We'll see. Hopefully they've thought about that. Reaction time modifiers. Defenders will react better. Slide tackle, better animations. Better shoulder challenge animations. I thought the shoulder barge challenge animations this year were shocking. Hopefully that those actually are better. Defenders should position a bit better. Deal with cutbacks. Keepers positioned a bit better. Keeper movement, you can only move 1 or 2 steps in any direction. So keeper movement shouldn't be quite as busted based on this. There's a new input called goalkeeper rush. You tap triangle and then hold it. So you tap it and then press it again by the look of it. That should perform a goalkeeper rush. I don't know what difference that is with just holding triangle to bring the keeper out now. Corners, you can put players on the near post, back post, or the player you want. Should be able to do that for defending as well. Take quick free kicks. Players can now request a precision pass. A hold plus triangle for a quick free kick. Fair enough. So you can aim for a better through ball. Penalties more based on the composure attribute. Offside advantage. More like real life. Extra subs. Red card advantage. That could be good. Evil engine. Whatever that is. Just shows that. Player movement should be better. Shielding should be better, but also affected by stamina. And then these, I don't think really matter. But yeah, quite a lot. Obviously, a bit of a brief overview. Tried to go a bit more in depth on the tactics and player roles. Honestly, think it could change the game quite a lot, especially how you set up before the game. I'm looking forward to it. We'll be doing a lot of videos about it in the lead up to the game and when the game comes out. As always, I appreciate you guys watching my channel. Let me know if there's any faults you've got on the video, any questions you've got, anything you want me to talk about. Appreciate you guys as always. Keep it spicy. Hope to see you guys next one. Peace.